This video shows what mistakes European Union has made with its waste management policies. Let's take a look at a simplified perspective on what was available from a technological perspective. We started with landfills, and we of course had them much earlier than the 1950s, but these days pretty much show the time when technologies reach certain level of advancement that would allow to name them mature. With landfills, we actually realized that they bring a lot of harm. First of all, they bring odors, and that's not acceptable for society. They also do not give any recycling opportunities, and what's worse, they emit a lot of methane and other greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. The same goes for the groundwater. If they are not lined with a layer that does not allow liquids to go through, they're extremely harmful to groundwater because they put in nitrogen into the groundwater. But on the other hand, they allow for a very simple waste collection, and they are cheap. With incineration, we actually managed to solve some of the problems of landfills. First of all, they still have the same benefit. They do not need anyone to segregate waste, but they gave an end to odors. They also produce a certain amount of energy that can be used, and that's beneficial, especially in the countries that have in place centralized heating systems for their cities. On the other hand, they lose the opportunities that come with the recycling. They are extremely expensive. The incinerator shown on the picture on the left, the one in Copenhagen, actually costs 1,600 euro per ton of yearly capacity. The one on the right, that was built in Krakow in Poland, costed 1,100 euro per ton of yearly capacity. That's 5 to 3 times more than other technologies. And what's really bad about incineration is that we are actually emitting a lot of non-renewable carbon to the atmosphere that comes from plastics, but also we're actually emitting a lot of compounds that we're not controlling. So basically, there's plenty of emissions that go to the atmosphere and pollute the atmosphere. So because of the high prices of incineration, another technology appeared on the market, mechanical biological treatment, which is a combination of segregation of waste and composting of the material that has no other use. But that means that the composted material is actually going to the landfill. The good thing about it is that this material does not produce methane as it would if we just put it on the landfill. So the good thing about it is that we actually have some recycling, that we still can use just one bin. But the bad thing is that it still costs money, however, much more reasonable money. The facilities shown in the pictures here costed approximately 350 euro per ton of yearly capacity. That's 3 times less than the investment in Krakow and 5 times less than the investment in Copenhagen. However, they lose majority of material that can be recycled and used again and put it to the landfill. And again, the odors that we remember from the landfills are back, especially from the composting part. So, somewhere in the 90s, segregation became the obvious thing. We segregate waste because technologies failed to do that. So, we get certain level of recycling and we get money for that. On the other hand, we actually have 5 bins in every house. We have additional costs connected with waste collection, and there is a lot of frustration in the society because we force people to segregate waste. In the end, we reached advanced recycling technologies that combine of two things: pre-treatment that prepares material for the segregation and the segregation itself. So these technologies still cost money, pretty much the same amount of money as mechanical biological treatment, but bring in all the advantages. They do not cause any odors. They allow for a very simple waste collection. They take out majority of recyclables and allow them to be used. They hardly need any landfills for the residues that come out from the process. They also allow for the production of electricity, but just from the renewable material that is hidden in the waste. And because of the potential that is in electricity generation and in the resources that are being recovered, they actually make financial sense. So what happened in the European Union, because so much capacity of incinerations and MBTs was installed, and they were deeply unsatisfying with the recycling that is so important from the perspective of Venice society, is that European Union has basically combined its technological advancements. So when we combine incineration and segregation, what actually happens is that we lose the benefit connected with one bin. We have to make people segregate. We have additional costs connected with logistics, with collection of waste. We produce less electricity because there is less plastics in the waste, but we get some recycling. The same goes for mechanical biological treatment. If we add segregation to that, what happens is that we increase the cost of the system because of the logistics. We lose the benefit connected with just one bin. That brings frustration to the society. And on the other hand, we actually make some money from the recycling. But still, we lose a lot of recyclables that are in the residual material. So, what happened in the European Union is that because European Union started building the system from those big, expensive facilities, it had to add segregation. In the end, the system that European Union has created has overcapacity of incinerations and mechanical biological treatment. That are technologies that basically failed to meet the expectations of modern society. It's an expensive system, it's very complicated, and its efficiency actually depends on the people, not on the technology. However, it's not obligatory to start the system from start building the system from the incinerators. We can actually start with the modern technologies. And if we build our system from advanced recycling, we actually get a system that is inexpensive, it's simple, it depends on the technology that is proven, and because of the amount of recyclables it brings in, it is actually beneficial for the local economy. This technology, advanced recycling technologies, actually reveal the potential that is hidden in the waste and make it available for the local economy. So, how to avoid EU waste management mistakes? It's actually pretty simple. There is no need for repeating the path of European Union. It's good to start here from advanced recycling technologies.